Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining me today. Today is April 1st, 2022, and we are holding the Michigan City Finance Committee meeting in the Michigan City Council Chambers room. Before I move forward, I do have a couple of my Finance Committee members that will be attending and arriving shortly. I will acknowledge them at that time. So presently, for right now, I'll start with the call to order. Chair Tracy Tillman, present. Councilman Sean Fitzpatrick. Councilman Paul Przybylski. Due to that, I do not have a quorum. I cannot currently do the approval of the minutes at this time. We would have to acknowledge those at a later time. Our opening issues, I will just go through what we currently have for the review of claims. Presently, we have the review of claims in funds number 2031, Boyd Development, $0. Review claims in funds number 2042, Riverboat, in the amount of $44,996.50. And that amount is for legal services regarding professional services, legal fees for February 2022. The next we have is the Riverboat EFT of $300,000. And that is for the department for the Park Zoo. And if I'm not mistaken, Mrs. Controller Hoffmaster, is that for the Lions Den or?
That's for the rehab or the expansion of the large cat exhibit.
Okay, thank you so much for confirming that. We currently have Councilman Paul Przybylski, Finance Committee, joining us as we move forward. Thank you. So we do not have a quorum. I would like to go back to the approval of the minutes from March 15, 2022.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second that. Motion to approve minutes from 3/15/2022 passes. I just went over the opening issues regarding the review claims. I read those amounts and what they were for. Councilor Przybylski, would you care to make any comments in regards to those?
Are you looking at the review for the Riverboat purchases or?
Both, the Riverboat claims for the $44,996.50 and the Riverboat EFT for $300,000. Also, we have purchase orders dockets for April 2022 from the Riverboat in the amount of $902,999.98.
And I have what is the $44,000 for the payment to the law offices on the Quinn?
Yes.
Is that for the litigation with the
That has to do with the Esplanade.
Okay. You know, let me ask this. Why does it got to come out of the, I've asked, why does it have to come out of the the Boyd Fund?
It comes out of the Riverboat because that's where the council appropriated the money.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say that I think that we definitely need to be more concerned about taking money out of the riverboat fund. And I guess on this one, since we've already voted to appropriate it, I guess that I'll have to, I guess move forward with it, but I don't think that's what the Boyd Development Fund was established for. And I'm gonna
Yeah,
make my vote.
this is not in the Boyd, this is in the Riverboat.
Well, if I could finish, thank you. Is that the Boyd or the Riverboat funding? I think it should be coming out of the general fund, and maybe it should be coming out of the LOA tax fund, since that can be spent just about anything that we need in the city. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. So if I can have a motion to approve the claims,
I'll so move.
I'll second. The motion of approving claims for April 5th, 2022, Riverboat, $44,996.50. Riverboat EFT, $300,000. Motion carries. Moving on. Did you have any questions or concerns in regards to the purchase order? Councilman Fitzgerald.
Yes, I would on this total amount from the police department of total of $902.99,998. I do have some issues with, or I'll take that back. There's one purchase order in there of 40,000 that to subtract that, but I just don't understand why we're spending all this money at this time. And I think that the only thing that should be approved at this time on this purchase order is the paint for essential services and the mower repair, and I am not going to make a motion to I'll make a motion to take some of these things out, but I don't think at this time that we should be spending $415,000 right now for vehicles in the police department and all this other paraphernalia on from the police department, which totals about $860,000 on one sheet and $415,000 on this debit sheet. So that comes out to over $1 million, close to $1,026,000 or $260,000 at this time out of the riverboat, that I think that we should make a motion to table this to see where the vote goes on this lit tax at the county level, because I think that money we should look to the future and use that money instead of this almost $1,260,000 right at this present time, Madam Chair. So I don't see any, and another problem I have with this purchase order is I don't see any kind of receipts or estimates coming forward with how many cars are to be bought, what kind of cars, if it's a purchase agreement, if it's a lease agreement, or what we're doing here, or how these cars are going to be equipped. Because I believe that we should look at being economical and also get the best product for the money. So I don't, at this time, I don't think that we should approve the purchase order as it's in whole. I believe that the paint's needed, the other equipment for central maintenance is needed. I believe that the other items that are going to central services are needed. So
could I get a clarity,
yes,
clarity on what your motion is?
my motion is to pay off the docket sheet or the purchase order as of April 5th, 2022, that we pay the $30,261.13 for central maintenance, Department 108, that we pay for Department 116 the $25,000 for the paint. I know that's Sherman Williams. And the also in Department 116 Central Services, the best equipment amount of $29,000 that and $288 for best equipment. And also in Department 116, the Frontier Lawn and Recreation of $28,500 for central services. And I don't have a clear description of, oh no, it's in the police department budget. I don't, at this time, until there's more clarity on this request for the police department, I think that we should not be paying that at this time and look to the future on what's going to happen with that IAC tax. So that's on that, the first page of that purchase order. And then on the second page of that purchase order, there is a grand total of, I believe, $159,227.73 for the police department. And that's Department 202. I don't believe that we should pay that at this time. And Department, where's that 400,000? Excuse me. Okay, all right, the $415,723. I do not want to, at this time, pay that in Department 202. And the other, I believe it's in the police department also, because they don't have an account or they have a department. So I'm thinking that it is the police department, that $159,227,000, because I believe that should be not, that should be put over to see what happens with that IAC tax. But the other, the $159,227.73, which is Department 202, that should also be deferred to see what happens with the it tax. The other monies on that report for Department 506 that it's a capital improvement project at the senior center. I would go ahead and approve that. And for the South Department 511, I would also move to approve that.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then we do have one more, the 300,000 for the, did we already approve that at the council level?
That was the one we just went over.
Okay. All right.
That motion carries. But I do have a question, Controller Hoffmaster, if you could answer for me. So in the Riverboat purchase orders and looking at Fund 2042, the Lake County divers and all those, since that is now overseen by the police department, MCPD, those funds that was appropriated for that, I know at this time they haven't been depleted, so we didn't cut anything in the police department budget. Is there a reason why these funds could not be paid from their budget opposed to the Riverboat?
Councilwoman Tillman, these are the monies from the Riverboat that were budgeted. The council approved all of these budgets last year in October. What's listed here is some of the essential equipment that the police department needs. None of this has been purchased yet. These are purchase orders. And we had passed a resolution last year that we would present the purchase orders from the Riverboat before the things are purchased because of a misunderstanding on an invoice a couple of years ago that something was denied being paid after it was already purchased. So these are the purchase orders of the money that this council approved in the 2022 budget.
Okay, but with those being approved in the 2022 budget, but these have not been submitted yet.
These are purchase orders. These are not invoices.
I understand that. That's what I'm saying. I just wanted to make sure that these orders have not been placed waiting for the invoices to come in.
No, these are purchase orders. They have not been purchased.
I understand,
yet
Mrs. Hoffmaster. Thank you, but I
council
understand
has
what a
not
purchase
approved them.
order. Excuse me. I understand what a purchase order is. I just wanted to get some clarity, and so that we're all understanding that this is exactly what it is, and that this purchase order, that these items have not been ordered already, and the finance committee has not received the invoices yet. That's all. I just wanted to get some clarification on that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Madam Chair, if I may, I understand what Controller Hoffmaster is talking about, but I would also like to reiterate to the public and on record that at that time that these things were being presented and talked about and approved during the budget process, that the IT tax was nowhere in the conversation. And that anticipated funding is over $3 million, if it is passed at the rate it's at, as over $3 million. And that we should take in my view, a financial look at what we're doing, and that money is not depleted at this time out of the Riverboat Fund on anticipation of these funds coming in. If at that time that it is defeated, I will be in support of finding other methods of paying for this equipment, such as the LOET tax. As we received quite a bit of money from the LOET tax to the city of Michigan City. So with that being said, that will be the same discussion that I will present to the council, that we take a financially prudent approach to this spending of money, because it is a great deal of money out of the Riverboat Fund. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Moving on, our next under the ordinance. On March 29th at 4:30, there was a joint council workshop was held by Mayor Perry. And that was to discuss an amended ordinance number 4598, commonly known as the 2022 salary ordinance, to increase the annual salary for certain salary positions within the city of Michigan City and to create the position of grant writing. Councilman Paul Pierce-Valinsky, do you have any comments?
Well, I did not attend that workshop and because of my work schedule, but I will have to say that at this time, I don't believe that the ordinance, we set the salaries, and I believe that the amount was fair. And I guess at this time that we should also realize that a lot of these positions were given a pay increase last year of getting a 27 day or 27 week pay period. So with that being said, the police, the fire department, I don't think I'm reading this wrong, they both got a substantial increase in their yearly salary besides what was passed in the budget. And I will read it into the record from off of what was given out of the Hofmaster, out of the controller's office, a increase of $2,604.96 for the fire chief, and the assistant chief got a raise of $2,073.68 for 27 pay periods. So I don't know if anybody wants to answer this at this time, but as I was looking at the report from, matter of fact, the city of LaPorte, that the assistant chief over there, I think their salary is compatible with what's being paid in Michigan City. Is the Controller Hofmaster, what is the total amount of money that the chief and the assistant chief received for their yearly compensation last year through all their benefit packages and what they are eligible to get? Did they receive in excess or in the neighborhood of over $90,000? Besides I'm asking for their total amount, not their set salary. What did they receive last year? Do you know that offhand?
No, I do not.
Can you get that for us? Because this is the base salary. It's not all inclusive of what they're entitled to, correct?
That is correct. That's the same for the police chief and the fire chief, or the police chief and the deputy police chief also.
Correct.
So they are entitled to the benefits in the contract.
Okay, that's the point I'm trying to make, is that their base salary isn't their only salary. Thank you.
Do we have anyone online that has any questions or comments?
Yep. I will send out the 100-hour report to all of the council that will list everybody's compensation for last year.
Good.
Thank you. Did you have anything else to add, Controller Hofmaster? None?
No.
Thank you. And there are no other comments or questions at this time?
I just would like to make one other comment. A statement into the record and to the public that when we passed the budget last year, that we had a council meeting that we were instructed to do what we thought we should do. And we did that, and the council voted on that budget, and it wasn't voted down. The amendment was voted up, and I'm sticking by the budget that was passed by the majority of the council. And I don't think that we're going to be talking about the budget again, hopefully sooner than later, so we're not in a time frame problem that we'll talk about it this year. But I think that the public needs to know what was done here with this executive order at the end of the year, that these people did receive a extra pay period. And so that goes into their total salary for last year also. Thank you.
With no further comments or questions, I'd like a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Second. Thank you and have a good afternoon.
Thank you.